Imagine looking at a World Cup group and realizing it basically has the most individual storylines per square meter of the entire tournament.
Oh, absolutely. It's totally stacked.
Right, like heavyweights, tactical miracles, all of it.
Hmm.
But then you look at the draw and you immediately see these massive cracks in the foundation of every single team.
Yeah, the glaring vulnerabilities.
Exactly. So today, for this deep dive into Group C, Brazil, Morocco, Scotland, and Haiti, we're fully adopting the persona from our source notes. We are channeling the Armchair Galáctico.
Which is just the perfect headspace for this group. I mean, for anyone unaware, the Galactico is, that specific breed of football fan.
The confident couch expert.
Right. The incredibly confident, slightly edgy, self-deprecating armchair critic, the kind of person who delivers these outrageous, dry, hot takes, but somehow backs it all up with this terrifying understanding of the modern game.
I love it, because the overarching theme here isn't just about talent. It's what the Galactico calls the fatal flaws.
The shadows hanging over them.
Yeah. So, okay, let's unpack this. We have to start with the biggest elephant in the room. The operatic heavyweights, Brazil.
A Seleção. And, well, what's fascinating here is Brazil in 2026 under Carlo Ancelotti. I mean, he brings this calm, tactical intelligence that they just haven't had.
A guy with 5 Champions League titles.
Exactly. He doesn't panic. He sets this highly structured defense and then just gives his world-class forwards the freedom to, solve problems.
But look at the sheer firepower he's trying to balance. I mean, it's actually absurd. You have Vinicius Jr., who is undeniably their primary match winner.
Oh, without a doubt.
And to balance him, you have Rafinha from Barcelona on the other side, right? Plus Bruno Guimarães from Newcastle acting as this absolute metronome in the midfield.
Right, which allows Gabriel Magalhães from Arsenal and Captain Marquinhos to just hold that high line.
Right, which all sounds perfectly rational until we introduce the single biggest friction point, the Neymar factor.
Yes, the 34-year-old elephant in the room.
Right. I mean, he's returning from another extended injury absence. Sure, he has 79 international goals, but I have to ask, is Ancelotti's calm demeanor actually enough to neutralize the absolute circus that surrounds Neymar's return? Brazil is like a pressure cooker that never vents.
Well, what's fascinating here is how the Galactico views this. There are basically 3 possible forms Neymar could take, right? Option 1, he's the 2022 burden, injured, ineffective, just dead weight in a 26-man squad. Option 2 is the 2018 wild card. Erratic, frustrated, but still capable of magic out of nowhere.
And option 3?
Option 3 is the unstoppable 2013-2014 force. If that guy shows up, they win the tournament.
Wow.
But, the couch expert suspects it'll land heavily between options 1 and 2.
Which feeds right into Brazil's assigned fatal flaw. They haven't won a World Cup since 2002. It's a 24-year national emergency.
Yeah, they just don't know how to have a quiet tournament. Everything is operatic.
Exactly. Yeah, everything's a crisis. So how does an operatic Brazil fare against a team that was a tactical masterclass in 2022, but just lost their architect?
Right.
Let's talk about Morocco.
The 2022 semifinalists, and honestly, their squad is incredibly talented.
So talented.
You've got Achraf Hakimi from PSG, 95 caps, and he plays almost like a second striker. Then there's Brahim Diaz from Real Madrid.
Oh, he's on fire right now.
Fresh off being the AFCON 2025 top scorer with 5 goals. I mean, he scored in literally every group game and the knockouts.
Plus Ayoub El Fabi from Olympiacos and Sofiane Amrabat from Real Betis. It's an amazing blueprint. But here's where it gets really interesting.
The coaching situation.
A coaching earthquake. Walid Regragui resigned in March 2026, just 3 months before the tournament.
It's just wild timing.
Right. So Mohamed Wabi steps in. He just led the U20s to a World Cup win over Argentina. Sure. But I look at this like, well, it's like swapping the director of a blockbuster movie right before filming the climax. The actors know their lines, but do they actually trust the new director?
That's the perfect analogy.
Yeah.
Because there's a massive difference between U20 success and the senior game.
Exactly.
At the U20 level, the manager is a teacher. But with seniors, these guys have won the Champions League. Under highest pressure, they might just not trust a new manager's judgment yet.
Which is Morocco's fatal flaw, the structural risk of trying to transition a collective identity in mere weeks rather than years.
Right. And since Brazil and Morocco are the clear favorites, their opening match is basically the most crucial data point of the whole group.
June 13th, MetLife Stadium in New York, New Jersey, 23.00 BST. It's the de facto final on match day 1.
It really is. You have Brazil's attacking brilliance, Vini, Rafinha, Neymar going right up against Morocco's defensive organization and Hakimi's counters.
So Brahim Diaz's form against Bruno Guimarães' control. I have to ask you, if you are Wabi, how do you handle your first meaningful test against Ancelotti's Brazil?
I mean, if we connect this to the bigger picture, this match sets the trajectory for the entire group. Whoever wins this gets total psychological validation.
Right, but while those titans clash, who is waiting to capitalize on any dropped points? We have to look at the Tartan Army and a historic debutante, Scotland and Haiti.
Let's start with Steve Clark's Scotland. Only their second World Cup since 1998.
Yep.
And they have a really solid blueprint. You've got Scott McTominay, completely reborn at Napoli, Serie A Player of the Year, famous bicycle kick against Denmark.
Such a great moment.
Yeah. And Captain Andy Robertson from Liverpool with 92 caps, John McGinn from Aston Villa with 85 caps, plus Billy Gilmore and Ross Stewart.
But here comes the Galacticos' harsh reality. Scotland's fatal flaw is just the brutal math.
Yeah, it's just not in their favor.
They are in a group with Brazil and Morocco. Escaping the group just seems mathematically impossible.
It's a huge hill to climb.
Which brings us to Haiti's blueprint. First ever World Cup appearance under French coach Sébastien Mignet.
It's historic.
Totally historic.
Yeah.
And he's relying heavily on diaspora talent. You have Wilson Isidore from Sunderland, who the notes call Haiti's best ever football.
High praise.
And Duckens Nazon, their record scorer. He had 6 qualifying goals, including a hat-trick against Costa Rica, plus France de Pirot and Jean-Richner Bellegarde from Wolves.
But, you know, the source calls Haiti's situation a fatal flaw, simply because of the massive quality gap.
And I really have to push back on that.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for Haiti? The source calls it a fatal flaw. But honestly, isn't just arriving here a permanent, untouchable achievement?
Oh, I completely agree with you. It's not a flaw to be outmatched financially.
Right.
Haiti's plan is going to be to stay incredibly hard to break down and just wait for Isidore to produce a moment of magic.
Absolutely. So now that we've broken down the blueprints and the flaws of all 4 teams, it is time for the Armchair Galáctico to put his credibility on the line.
Time for the outrageous hot takes.
Deliver them with all the dry, self-deprecating flair we expect. What happens with Neymar?
Okay, the couch has spoken. Neymar will not play all 3 games.
Oh, bold.
His World Cup will be defined by just one substitute appearance. He'll either remind us he was the best in the world, or he'll just fade into a human reminder that time stops for no one.
Brutal.
Yeah, the Galactico suspects the latter, but, you know, kind of hopes for the former.
I think we all do. What about Scotland?
Scotland will beat Haiti 3-0 in Foxborough.
Wow, okay.
The Tartan Army will sing, McTominay scores, Robertson hugs everyone, and then, well, the Morocco will just bring them crashing back to reality.
Ouch. So run through the final predicted standings for us.
First place, Brazil, 9 points, plus 8 goal difference.
Dominant.
Second place, Morocco, 6 points, plus 3 goal difference. Third place, Scotland, 3 points minus 3, meaning they are out.
Just short again.
Yep. And fourth place, Haiti. 0 points, minus 8 goal difference, but going home incredibly proud.
But, you know, this raises an important question.
Yeah, because Galactico's bold predictions rely entirely on the heavyweights actually not succumbing to their own fatal flaws.
Exactly. If Brazil implodes or Morocco's players don't trust Wahabi, this whole prediction falls apart.
Completely.
Well, let's see if our listeners can do better. You can build your own bracket at bracketmachine.app.
Make sure to join the Intergalactico Challenge.
Yes. Use code Z9U8X. That's Z9U8XXX. See if you can actually beat the couch expert.
Good luck with that.
But before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought based on that Neymar analysis.
It's a tough one.
It is. When a nation's tactical system is built around a fading superstar's legacy rather than their current reality, are they honoring their history or just sabotaging their future?
That is something to think about.
Truly. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into Group C. Stay curious, keep questioning the experts, and we'll see you next time.